Start the stream. Why the
yes.
hell not? That's you get the honor of you did the thing. There you go. You did it. You did it. Woo!
Where are our heads? Can we pull off Wayne's World? No, it's too late.
Wayne's World!
Oh my gosh. Hi everyone. Woo! 3-year anniversary stream. Yay!
Woo!
It feels weird to say 3 years. Anybody else feel like that feels weird?
I don't know why I'm here.
Welcome to the club.
Generally or specifically? Because those are two very different problems.
That sounds like the theme of 2020. I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, that's
what is any of this for anymore?
What existence is pain.
So,
I'm confused.
Very briefly, we started playing games together on August. God damn it. Problem is that August 26th and September 26th are two significant dates for two very significant different reasons. In my brain, August 26th, 2017. So just over 3 years. The reason I got confused, my brain got confused, I didn't get confused, is because my wedding anniversary is September 26th. So you see where
Yep.
things get, like, it's also my nephew's birthday. So it's like very all jumbled together in a month. I get lost.
August 26th.
August 26th. I know, right? 3 years ago. That's cool. Will someone else please talk and don't let me just do this?
Well, goddamn.
Talk.
Great.
I mean, it's been a very strange 3 years. There's been house moves and country moves, which is why you might notice some people are missing because time zones suck. Even more skewy than they used to be.
Julia and Anthony unfortunately couldn't make it because it's 6 a.m. there.
Yeah.
In Australia.
We gained a Sam and charities. We gained a James, and it's all.
I finished high school and started university during the time.
That hurts so much.
Actual child.
I'm so young.
Actual child.
I got a new job. I got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what I've done. What have I done?
You joined us?
You
joined. You've become part of us. One of us.
One of us.
You've been adopted.
Yeah,
You've been adopted by this weird ass family that we have.
That's true.
Like Hallie was like, "Hey, do you want to join for like a game or two? Maybe 3 games?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I think
maybe
after
4.
the first game, Hallie was like, "Do you just want to join?"
I have this net that says RPG.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna swing it at you.
Like a butterfly net. Yeah.
Like how can you say no to joining a D&D group?
It's just a net gun.
Accurate.
We've just been net gunning people. We just run around.
Basically, that's how James
One of us.
That's how we're in the background going.
Hey, you want to run a game?
James got involved because I was like, "Hey, Hallie's hosting D&D sessions for like newbie players. Do you want to play? Here's a link."
There you go.
Literally, Sig laid for bait, Hallie sprung the trap, and now I'm here.
Yes.
And we don't keep people in the basement, so it's fine.
Anymore.
Well, it's true. I did have to let people go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a light, so it's not as dark anymore.
Got a camera, got a mic. Yeah, we're all.
And everybody's kitted up to actually stream, but they have to stay in the basement.
Yeah. You have to stay here.
It's where the best signal is. It's not
really a window.
We just have a very wide basement. That's how we can get 6 completely different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and we can socially distance. Look, I can't touch anyone.
See, we can't touch anybody.
That's why we had to rearrange the cameras.
Oh my god. Oh wow. So we've done a lot. The first campaign is just under 200 hours of content. That's mildly mad. The various one-shots, I think, brush under just 100 hours of like charity games, random one-shots, different things that we've done, like the Call of Cthulhu one-shot that James was in, just all kinds of randomness. The Starfinder game, I think, is up to 20-ish hours already.
No.
Slash!
Yeah.
No.
And then I'm trying to think of what else, because there's just a bunch of stuff, like the world builders that I did last night, which is that's all brand new. I'm already clocking in at 8 or 9 hours of I lose track of time.
Not to mention the random one-offs that we've done,
Yep.
like Deadlands and
Oh my God, yeah.
all the other stuffs.
Yep.
Five
All
rings.
of that stuff.
Five rings.
That's in there, yeah.
The 5e one-shots that we did.
Yep. So all of that, and I think I've clocked like 1,000+ hours on Roll20 at this point. Just
Nice.
with all of the well, the problem is that every time you get in there to do stuff, it counts it as playtime, and I was like, oh God, otherwise.
So all the prep time.
Think about that compared to the numbers that I just said we actually played, and how much prep. Like a mad person. I just... Oh my goodness. So we thought that we would just hang out for a little bit. We had this idea that we were going to do round robins, to which some people looked at me and said, I don't know what that is, which is a completely fair question. I didn't realize that was a geographical concept. We might get there, we might not. I don't know. Before I hit the go button, we were talking about booze.
Yep. Booze!
Booze!
With a Z. No one clip that. That doesn't...
Yeah.
I'm going to clip it.
What?
There's not a click button, so it's not going to... Or it is. Never mind.
So yeah, out of the...
It's late, Sam. You're allowed.
So War, Sigrid, and Leech are from the very, very original core group.
Go.
Julia's not here. She's part of the, I'm talking about 3 years ago when we first started playing. Before we had 100 people in the charity server. And
was it 3 a.m. midnight or something?
I don't know.
The first session was?
It was real.
Yes.
God damn it.
The only reason I remember this is because my in-laws were here for my missus' birthday. I got up in the middle of the night and was on a laptop in the living room trying not to wake anyone up for the very first game.
Yeah.
That's oddly familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
if we had had cameras on, I could not have played.
Yeah.
It was literally...
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't play with cameras. We didn't stream that first year-ish.
Also the first episode we did film it, but the audio.
Oh, that's because this asshole didn't know how to work any of that.
No, that's not. It's
no.
And how the fuck are you supposed to?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if someone does look through those videos, you'll notice I have no downtime. No recorded downtime exists. It happened. It definitely happened. Hazel was even there for one of them, and Julia was even there for one of them, I'm pretty sure.
I hate everything. I hate that happened.
Tech is one of those things that you learn as you go.
Oh,
it
by
just
the seat
kinda
of my
happens.
pants.
Yeah.
If a pack of wolves were chasing me, I still couldn't have figured it out because I was just like, yeah, we recorded for a while, and then I think just over a year in, we were like, why don't we stream? Sure, we could do this. Because I think our first stream was Halloween and was for Extra Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
That was 2 years ago.
I remember we streamed and it was like a charity stream that we did.
Yeah, it was Extra Life, and we raised $150 with that one game. And then, because I wore that freaking mask, and it got ripped off halfway through because I was sweating bullets.
It was too much.
It was too much. It was way too much. And then I was also like, well, I know I'm gonna take the mask off at some point, so let me put a bunch of makeup on. And then my friends afterwards were like, let's play D&D in person in real life. I'm like, oh God, I look like a clown. Sure. I have no shame. Why not? So we've been together 3 years. I thought it might be interesting before we start pulling off the road to talk about like what we kind of are looking at for the future. So the first major campaign ended in May, and then to very thankfully give me a break and let me play, War picked up a Starfinder game, and we've been running that for like 2.5, almost 3 months, I think at this point, right?
Yeah. Off and on, I think.
Off and on. And then we'll wrap that up before December, and then we're doing I'm not sure if they're ready to kill me for this or not yet. No one's telling me exactly. We're doing a hybrid of 5e rule set, eliminating race and going with ancestry and culture, which then gives them 28 individual ancestry and cultures to pick from, which is hundreds of combinations. I think that's how math works. Is that how math works?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just say a big number and nobody will fact check it.
1 billion.
I'm not at work. I'm not doing your math for you.
Yeah.
My calculator is on my desk, and I'm not at my desk, so I can't calculate.
Let me just pull out my watch calculator.
But it's set in space, so it's barbarians and lasers. Why not? Which I think is
barbarians and lasers.
Barbarians and lasers. That'll be the first one shot in that world. Barbarians and lasers. Inspired by 80s, Grayskull He-Man type.
Fuck yes. I like all of that.
Type of
we just need
Thundercats.
We just need some Frank Zazetta or
oh yeah.
work. Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's oh man. I'm excited.
I seriously was contemplating that last night. I was like, wouldn't it be kind of dope if we did like a really weird we did some kind of survival dungeon run on one of the like backwater planets in that galaxy.
Oh god.
Emerald
just
Spire,
to see
but
what
with
happens.
lasers.
Mandy's here. Hi, Mandy.
Hey.
Mandy's in chat.
Hi.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I have surprises for this group, and I am excited. I know things.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I know things.
I know things. I'm so excited. Oh my god.
You're the DM. It'd be pretty bad if we got there and you were like,
oh, that I don't know. That I have no clue. Teeth. Chat says teeth.
I said teeth.
I know, but I still say
teeth.
The chat says teeth. So yeah, we have a charity event October 16th through 18th. That'll be the last one for the year. And I think it'll be good for us to kind of reevaluate how we want to set up for the future, and we learn stuff with every single one that we do, for sure. But I think there's more potential there, definitely, especially with so many people in the charity server. So, teeth! That says teeth!
Teeth.
It just makes me happy to say that. I don't know why. I enjoy it. There's a teeth. I don't know why teeth. I don't know.
How did it? I think it just started with like random gifts in the charity server.
I blame
It started with
Rio.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
always.
maestro of molars is always around.
Yeah.
The maestro of molars.
That was good. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the same way, Ask Queef is the Bay of Gifts. Think about it.
The maestro of molars. The composer of canines.
Oh my god. So what do we want to talk about? We said we were gonna just kind of hang and. What do you all want to talk about? We were talking about booze. Don't drink moonshine.
Don't drink tequila.
Do it smartly.
What's wrong with tequila?
In small quantities.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, yeah.
It wasn't a small quantity.
Drink responsibly and don't go near water when you've had alcohol.
Oh yeah, no. Oh.
No, drink water, just don't go near bodies of water. I think we should clarify that.
It's been a problem here that people get drunk and then go to piss in the river and fall in.
Oh no.
And our river has
it has a very strong current.
Deep monsters.
I was gonna say heavy flow, so thank you, Sam.
A heavy flow.
That's a mistranslation, everybody.
Only specific times of the month, though.
Wow.
Really
strong currents.
Tied to the moon.
Like 10 days every month.
The Moonweaver has a little play in it, you know. It's really.
Sometimes it's very clear that English is not my first language.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not ours either. So
that's true. That is very true. I do like the times where Sigurd will say something to Sam in Norwegian and be like, this word, but in English. And I'm like, I don't know.
Box matches, yes.
Hey, what's the... And then sounds happen, and
light
then they
sticks.
become a word.
Yeah. What is that? Light sticks. What is that word?
Fish sticky?
Fish sticks. Yes.
Fish sticks.
But in our dialect, we would say fish stick. We wouldn't we wouldn't say the end of the word because we're too lazy.
Our dialect just cuts off words because we're like, you know what this means. We can just cut the end.
That was actually really good.
I like that. Oh
the
my
text
God.
speak of words. Oh no.
To be fair, it's like the English when you're in the countryside and you just miss out all the verse because it's just to land to which into wardrobe.
That's
Please
basically
don't.
it. That's basically our dialect in Norwegian.
It's even funnier because I can say an entire sentence that makes sense using only like one-letter words.
Mandy says that word is originally Swedish. I don't know.
No, it's the Swedish word for the same word.
Pinner?
Yeah.
You started a war.
Oh, okay.
Oh god. A diplomatic incident.
Pinner.
I don't know.
Mandy, stop being so Swedish.
Stop taking control of our country.
No, we love Mandy.
You've had control. You've lost it.
Something IKEA. I don't know.
something IKEA. I don't.
Mamma mia, IKEA.
Abba.
No, that's Italy.
That got very.
that got weird.
IKEA.
ABBA is from Sweden.
Mamma mia, IKEA tequila. We're hitting all of the countries.
Papa James, please help. Server Dad, save us.
This is what happens when we bullshit for like a half an hour after games. Sometimes this is where the conversation just like.
It has been 3 years. For some of us, it was our first games, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you've played other campaigns and stuff since. You haven't just been stuck with us.
No, but it was the first time you played.
It was the first time I played D&D, and I started on a 3rd level character with a wizard.
Yeah. And a wizard, yeah.
At least it was a first level. You could have died.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
Just immediately.
Also,
you get hit with a goblin arrow. You're dead.
I just have to... Bandy, that pun is terrible. Go away.
That terrible pun, and I love it.
I love you.
Yes.
Oh, no. Are we being heckled? Is that what's going on?
But yeah, no, it was
Twitch up.
It was my first game, and I'm so grateful that it was because it gave me such a positive first impression of D&D, game-wise, and not just watching-wise.
Hell yeah.
I can say pretty much the same here. Like I said before, I kind of got dragged in through the beginners group, and my pretty much entire career in D&D has been on here, minus one physical game with some workmates. So it's been interesting, to say the least.
Hell yeah.
He says that. But little did you know, like a year and a half after, Sig was like, hey, do you want to play in this newbie group? I would make you be in a Call of Cthulhu one-shot where I turned a man into a meat puppet.
Ooh. It was beautiful. It was magical. It was it was a fantastic experience.
Not for that guy, it wasn't.
Hey, I headshot a priest in that game.
That's true. You did. You did.
What?
Oh, you better tell that story because I don't think they've heard this. This was pretty good.
Right. Well, we had. Who did we lose? Kelly. We lost Kelly midway through the game, didn't we?
Yep.
And so his character ended up being run by Hallie in the background for most of it. And then we got near the end, and we wanted to give the priest a proper burial because we were there with a thing that possessed bodies and minds. And the priest was kind of wounded, so I shot him in the head before we left.
Just to be certain.
Just to be safe. It was what he wanted. He didn't want to be possessed by the demons.
Did you just put him out of his misery, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ask if it was what he wanted, but we assumed it was what he wanted.
Oh, God.
It's true. Well, and knowing Kelly, he was down.
Oh, it's Kelly, of course he was down.
Because he's a glutton for punishment. So that's...
Yeah.
Kind of how that worked. I don't know whether we horrified KP or we both horrified and delighted him. I think it was the latter. Because he was not expecting me to do that or for you to do that. I turned his driver into a meat puppet. I was so proud.
It was such a brilliant moment.
It was pretty good.
It makes me so excited for the content you're doing on Patreon. Because if it's anything near the quality of that, it is going to be amazing.
I'm getting maps!
Yes!
Anyways. That's the thing. I'm excited. Because there will be actual maps.
There's a cattail behind war.
Cat?
It's so cute!
Pretty cat.
Oh,
Kitty! Cattail!
Cat alert.
Oh, sorry.
There's a tail.
You've not come to disturb me. That's
It's
not
coming.
fair.
It's coming.
It's cats.
Yeah, that segues neatly into what my question was going to be, which is in all of the games you've played in this 3 years, or in Sam's case and James's case, that's truncated slightly. Is there like a memorable moment for not like whatever game it's been, a one shot, whatever? Is there something that you were like, yep, I'm going to keep playing? Like, this is where I want to be. This stuff is great. Like,
oh, I have one immediately that came to mind, and I think Sam will remember. It was one of the first times we played with like in person, and I was playing a half orc bard, and Sam was playing a tiefling monk, and we were supposed to get into this door. It was like high tower, and we were like, there was like a lot of ways you could get in. We were like, we were stupid, so we were like, hey, can you just throw me on the roof?
Oh,
because we tried like pick locking the door, we tried slamming on the door, we tried like pulling off the hinges, nothing was working. And so we were like, why not just toss the half orc?
Yeah.
Toss me.
Toss me. So I rolled a nat 20 to toss her.
Oh my god.
Through the wall.
Up the wall.
But there was
we didn't know there was a wizard on the roof doing like a wind spell so that everything on the roof was like cast off it. So as soon as the half orc went up, she was just like flung away.
And I think I rolled like a nat 20 to like dodge
To
or like
land.
not get hurt. And then we had a lizard person in the team on the party who was like so stupid. I think it was a lizard person who just walked up and knocked on the door.
Oh.
And the door opened.
My god.
That was like the moment like I love D&D.
We tried to open the door for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Doors!
Doors are the big bad of every campaign,
Doors?
so
Yeah.
that's true.
No, that's my moment. I want to hear
they're the
rest of
hardest.
I love that. Mandy has a question too, so we'll go around and then we'll answer Mandy's.
I think my moment, it was a bit, I mean, I started when I was younger thinking I was a nerd, but I wasn't nerdy enough for D&D. No, I'm not one of those nerds. And eventually I had a disastrous attempt DMing one of my own games full of newbies. That didn't work. Then, anyway, I think the moment it all properly clicked with me was the one shot we did with what I always refer to as the Chaos Crew, which was me, Mandy, Bran, Nate, and you. And it was when we were in the middle of a dungeon, and I had the storytelling moment where Mandy was talking about the chaos magic underneath, and I got to play Spark's story of the other side of it, where I was worried about what was going to become of him when the magic overtook him. And it was such a weird and poignant moment that I was like, oh yeah, D&D isn't a numbers machine. It's a storytelling machine. That's what tabletop RPGs are. They're not just roll to make things go boom. It's about telling a story between everybody. And that was such a big moment for me. It was brilliant.
Aww. That was a fun game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Chat says Chaos Crew.
Yes.
Chaos Crew. There was a kobold. Oh my god, I don't even remember. Nate was playing a one-armed cleric whose spiritual weapon was his other arm.
Yes. Spark at the time was a halfling wild magic sorcerer.
Yep. At the time, he says.
I don't like spoiling these things, but yes, at the time.
At the time. No, that's fair, because it's on the channel. Like, people can go watch it if they want. We did it for Drawlicon this summer. And it was off of a module that DM Dave and a bunch of people wrote. And Shay and Piku did the art and the maps and everything. And it was like the maps were really cool. And what was neat is if you subscribe to one of their Patreons, you get the whole package. So you get all the maps, you get the PDF of the module, you get the item cards if you choose to use them. There's like all kinds of cool shit in there. And it was just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, dungeon crawl, dungeon crawl. And it has that like old school dungeon crawly feel without, and then Steve gave me the troll lever. Fucking stupid thing. You blame him for that. Nate knew what it was, but he wasn't going to spoil it. And I was like, God damn
I blame Steve for a great many things,
I think
included.
That's probably a good
It was a
idea.
fun lever.
Yeah. It's a really dumb puzzle. As in, it's not... Do you guys know what the troll lever is? So you put a lever in a room with nothing else.
Oh.
And then you wait and see how long they panic to figure out if they need to pull the lever to get into the next room. And then they pull the lever and nothing happens and you just start counting backwards. And see what happens. And it almost every time makes people panic. They're like, oh god, something's gonna happen. We're gonna get rolled like, Indiana Jones style. Oh no. And then nothing happens. And then if they pull I think you all pulled the lever twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just restarted the countdown again. And then eventually I gave in and just let the door slide open. And they were
Spark and Kaleidoscope like touching things. Come on.
Yeah, I know. But it's a button. I wanna push it.
Yes.
Watching the panic of the entire party was so fun. So much happiness hormones.
Oh god, we're gonna die. Okay, so that's 2. What about the rest of you?
Just a moment or the moment in the beginning, or
It doesn't even have to be tied to us, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
No, not at all.
The moment that you were like, oh, tabletop games and D&D is for me?
Oh,
or
dip, yeah, I like this, yeah.
Or...
Yeah,
sure.
that.
I just pulled a moment, the first one I could remember. So.
Yeah, either how you got started or something cool from while it's been going that's not necessarily...
the first D&D game that I was a part of was a bunch of guys from work that we were playing when we were interning down in Arkansas, and that was the first D&D game. The first tabletop RPG game I played was way back when I was little. It was the Star Wars Roll20 stuff. But in that campaign, it was a quick little short adventure. I think it was up to level 5 or something that we just did over the summer. And I remember It's the Keep on the Shadowfell for 3rd edition, which is a really good adventure. And I remember, like, I was playing a sorcerer named Hemlock Bones, which was essentially Sherlock Holmes, but a dragonborn. And I had a raven familiar named Watson. And I just remember like RPing and everything. And then one battle, like, since I was the squishy like caster, everybody else was going like hardcore martial, and like we had a barbarian, and I was the last one standing, and there was like a boss hobgoblin or something that had like metal armor on, and I was knocked prone, and I cast Shocking Grasp on him and killed him, just barely killed him. And I was the last one, like, still conscious of our party. And I was like, oh shit, that was epic. I love this. I love everything. And I just remember like that feeling, and it was just like, oh fuck, this is awesome. And then like the next week, like I bought minis for everybody's character, and I was just like, I was all in. But because I'd been like reading D&D books ever since I was little, because I loved like the lore and everything, but I never had like a group of friends to like play with. And back then online gaming was really a thing. So I grew up like in an area away from where all my friends lived, so we couldn't like meet up at each other's houses when we were little, or like ride our bikes to each other's houses. So yeah, that was definitely the moment for me. I was just like, hell yes. I still have my Hemlock Bones mini that I painted.
Aww.
It's pretty. It's nice. It feels good. I'd love to like bring him in. I've brought him in as an NPC a couple times with my friends, like trying to play IRL, but I don't know. I'd like to bring him in a more serious like manner. But that was definitely mine.
Oh, I like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
And then,
awesome.
I mean, recently, the thing that reignited me with us was the becoming Dwarf Jesus thing. Like, that moment has just stuck in my head, because it's such a beautiful story moment, because it's like you're saving these souls and you're just standing out there. Like, I picture it like a Renaissance piece of art. Like, because you have Naraxis and Hazel over behind the rock. You have the rest of the party like staring over in awe at what Olrin is doing, and then Olrin just like sending these souls to the afterlife, and it's just like, what?
Like it's a stained glass, like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is like a mural. This is like a mosaic that's in like some cathedral somewhere. That's like, oh my god, this is fucking. Oh, this is rad. I love it. It's just so deep and like so rich in story, and that's what like re-hooked me. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a good group. I like this.
The Book of Olrin, like section 3, part 2 is
chapter 2, verse 3.
And thus he said,
ascended,
upon, yeah.
and you're like, yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
What about you, other Chris? Because the two of you are old school gamers. You've been playing for a long time.
Well, I don't know. What edition did you start with for D&D? Did you start in 3rd as well? Or was it like 3.5 or 4?
I think it was 3 when I started playing properly. I played a little bit when I was like a wee bab, when it was like, hey, that one nerdy uncle, guess what? Your turn to babysit. We all want to go and like be adults for a while. Here is child. Yeah. He was like, here's some squared paper. We used to do this thing where you draw the map. It's like, okay, I like King Arthur. I'm down. Like, sure. like I would, but then a couple of years. So in a slightly different vein to James's, where he was like, I'm a nerd, but I'm not that nerd. I was the 40K group at school.
Yes.
Started to fracture into people arguing with each other and factionalism and stuff outside of the game, sort of causing problems. So one kid in the higher years was like, enough of this, I'm just going to run D&D. And suddenly the 2/3 that didn't want to deal with any of that just went, boop, over here. In the same room, just 2 tables away. We were like, no, I'm not dealing with that today. They're arguing again. Let's go do this instead. And that was it. Except we had one guy play an elf with 2 long swords, and he wanted one on fire and I think one with lightning. And he was like, "Oh, so you've read the thing, right? You're just making drits. You've clearly read drit." And he was like, and this poor kid was like, I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. Like, we're like, oh, he really doesn't know. Like, you've just. You're just like, it just sounds cool.
It's always funny when you accidentally stumble upon like a character that already exists. It's like, wait, this is a thing?
What's the old saying? No such thing as an original idea.
Yeah.
It was just, two swords sounds awesome. And we were like, does he know? Like,
Don't tell him.
Are you messing with us? It was just that moment of like, I don't know why. There was something amusing about we all being like, he does realize he's just making that, just sort of, that's like a story that still comes up sometimes now, that will just be like, hey, you remember when like we were all freaking like determined that he was taking the mick, and he was like, he has no idea, like genuinely no clue. The blank expression of like, I don't know what you're talking about, when we're dying because the DM's like, oh, you want one on fire? You want one to be ice? Do you want a panther? And he's like, I don't know what I mean, sure, but I don't know why. And we're dying. Like, we're just in peace. And that was it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this like, Warhammer's great, but it is numbers and the most efficient butchery of your best friends that you can possibly organize with a tape measure. And that's fun, but sometimes it's nice to like have a name and conversations and like not do nothing but kill each other for hours at a time and kill other things as a team.
Cooperation? What?
Yeah, that was the moment of like, I like this thing. This is, I mean, I still do the other thing, but yeah, it was a nice change to get away from arguments and just math simulator.
Math simulator. Oh my gosh. See, I've been listening to all of you trying to pinpoint a moment, because I think I've told most, if not all of you, that the first group I was ever fully involved in was bad. Like, bad. Cat! Oh,
cat.
baby! Sorry, cat moment. That's a big cat.
He is
So sweet.
Maine Coot blood.
I was gonna say, he has to be, yeah. So basically, House Panther, yeah.
Does he love water?
Yeah, he'll cut if we'll leave the sink like dribbling, and he'll go up and then like stick his head in it and just get wet.
Yep.
Our little baby is a runt, like half Maine Coon. So she's still tiny, but she will drink anything. That's why bottles are.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't leave open glasses. That's bad. You look over and they're just dipping their paw in and scooping it into their mouth, and you're like, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't save us from the bad. I don't need to go into it. It was bad, and it was against the grain, because it was a group of all women, and it went really bad. Usually you hear of, harassment of women in groups of men and that kind of thing, and it was the total polar opposite. And I was gun shy for several months around that, because I was like, well, if that's how it's gonna go, why in the hell do I want to do this again? I was sitting outside because it was a very, very nice fall, or late summer, early fall day, and was maybe slightly day drunk, and was looking at the Taldore Day server, when they were looking for GMs, and I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? I've only done this like twice. It's fine. I got this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was all gung-ho until later that night when I sobered up and I went, what have I done?
I mean, it ended up being a very good idea, though, and it ended up pretty decent.
Yeah.
But at the time, I just remembered that sense of dread, like, oh no. I'm getting into a game with strangers again. This is not gonna go. Why am I doing this? This is a bad idea.
That's almost exactly how I played a different game on Roll20 that ended. The same GM decided to do another game, but it was like drop in, drop out. There was like a morning Saturday, an afternoon Saturday, a morning Sunday, and afternoon. So there were like loads of people, whoever was free, whenever they were free, whatever. But the second time he did it, it just, for some reason, just absorbed assholes at an incredible rate compared to the first one. And I was just like, this sucks now. I'm just done. I went I played for a bit at school, and then I stopped for a while, and then I played for a bit at uni, and then I stopped for a while, and then I played for a bit, and I was like, this sucks again. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then they put up the Tal'Dorei Day, so I was like, screw it, a one shot. Maybe this will be like a palate cleanser of this doesn't suck. Like, all these people like Critical Role, there's like something to talk about. You'll be fine. And now it's 3 years later. There's a box of dice like there. A pile of source books.
Yep, it's like, and down the rabbit hole.
Yep, I guess we're back in again.
This is my life now. Yeah, and I tend to do the obsessive thing. So as soon as I latch on to something, and as soon as I realized that we wanted to play more than maybe 1 or 2 games, and I was like, well, all in, okay, ordered the books, like, bought dice, and now there's just shit. Just shit. You can't even see it. There's just a whole bookshelf. Just shit.
It's in the forest somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I went on a server, I was like, maybe I can play with someone, because I really want to play. I've been watching Critical Role for, like, the past months, and I really want to play with someone. I'm not the person to do this. I hate talking to strangers. I'm just gonna do this. This is so out of, like, what me as a character would do. This is out of character. But I did it. And now, like, I moved during the last, like, month.
Yeah.
And the reason I moved here is because one of my best friends from uni is also in this building, or like this house, and we became friends because we both like D&D. So if it wasn't for the fact that I had joined this group, I might not have loved D&D so much, and we might not have started talking, and I might not be where I am today.
Aww.
So it is weird because I would never know how my life would have been if I didn't have D&D.
Yeah. I think
Who knows?
That's a big, yeah. It jump-started my writing again in a way that I was not expecting. Sam? What was that face? Oh, okay, never mind. You are such a butt. You're such an asshole.
Damn it, we thought James would be a calming influence, but Sam's just hecking around.
No.
Mandy started a gang in chat. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Starting a gang.
Teeth gang. Hold on. No, actually, Mandy had a really good question. What are you folks' favorite TTRPG near-death experiences?
Does the basement drugs count?
Yes.
Oh dear.
I was hoping you would say that.
It wasn't even a good. It was a good scene, but it was just so fucking stupid.
It wasn't a good idea.
It was not a good.
It was like, we definitely should not do this. Fuck it.
There's
YOLO.
an alchemy lab in the basement of the tavern in this town that's been taken over by a tyrant. Let's do it.
Oh, yes.
Sounds like my neighborhood that I grew up in. No, that's called meth. Not LSD. You don't make LSD in a fucking basement. That's methamphetamines. Trust me.
Missing teeth come out all hyped. Yeah.
Man.
Basement.
City I grew up in was the meth capital of the world for a while.
Fun.
Mother
shit.
Christ.
A lot of exploding caravans. Is that the?
We had 2 meth lab explosions on my street growing up.
Oh shit.
One was right next door to my house.
Oh my god.
That's some Breaking Bad shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Jeez.
So yeah, basement drugs. That's
Basement
always
drugs.
a good idea.
You know, I wondered what was going to happen there because that was really early on. That was Duran Village, and I think Elysia passed out and Volcar passed out, and
Noraxis passed out.
Noraxis passed out. 0 dropped to fucking 0. Out. And Hazel saw a dragon over the mountain.
Yep.
Hazel was chasing the dragon.
Yep.
Literally.
That's what it's called. Y'all were like level 7, maybe?
Something
7,
like
8,
that.
somewhere around. Because it was right around Tamor Falls. It was right after that. And y'all were 7th in Tamor. And the only reason I remember is because that's the necromancer house thing. So that, like,
Yes.
it was right after that. Because you're like, oh, a village is on fire. Oh, no. Basement drugs. There's a chained up skeletal dragon in the mountain.
Oh, you mean my best friend?
Yeah.
Kaloof.
Yeah, your buddy. Your pal.
Mr. Kalua. No, wait, that's...
Mr. Kalua?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Okay, so Sigurd's is Elysia nearly dying from...
The God Helm is definitely one, because that hook was sat, like, every time it was in the scene, I was like, I gotta put that thing on. Like, I need to know.
Fucking item, I swear.
And every time I just knew it, like, I was like, I'm staying close to Noraxis, and I'm hovering my hand just on his back with the spell components and everything ready to go.
I was being aggressively babysat, and like Hazel like stopped just touching random shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
it was like I had Death Ward on hotkey just ready. I was like, Death Ward.
F in chat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but every magic item, I'm just like, I'll touch it. You're like, but it might hurt you. And I'm like, yeah, but also it might make me kick ass.
Which is my favorite reaction to that.
Every time, just like...
It's
a live hand grenade. I mean, as long as we keep the pressure down, it's fine, right?
It's
Give
fine,
it here.
it's The God helmet came from this idea that I saw floating around a homebrew forum about what if you just had one of those items that just drops people if they don't make some crazy high con save. And I was like, you know what would be really funny is if I name it something not obtuse, like the God helmet.
That's evil.
It is. It's like it's a dick move. I mean, it's just be. But I had put it in the God helmet is why Tabernacles exists, because when I was trying to figure out where the hell would you put something like this item, I was like, well, okay, I could do a museum
on your head. That's what it's.
It was like, where the fuck do I put this thing? And I was like, you know what would be really funny is if I put it in a place that just had really oddball items. Let's just do that. And then it quickly spiraled out of control. The God helmet makes me happy. Put it in your games, y'all. Troll your players with it. Guarantee you someone will touch it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I nearly took that super cursed sword as well.
Oh, that's
that
right.
was killing Hazel's boss.
Yeah.
Teacher.
Ralishaz's
line
sword.
manager.
Yeah.
That's...
Line manager.
Line manager? Wow. Mentor? Person who raised her?
Yeah, line manager. It works.
Yeah, line manager. Clearly, you don't know.
Oh my god.
Expedite.
God helmet. Okay.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, the basement drugs is perhaps the funniest near-death experience, but the thing is that I just remember that Elijah has so many near-death experiences because she's a fucking wizard.
Yeah,
And I
that
roll terribly every time I'm rolling hit points.
You've had a few. My favorite
That's the
was,
one I can,
I'm
like,
gonna go down this
freak out.
mine.
Oh yeah, the mine. I'd forgotten about that.
That was my... I got lured to fall down a mine shaft. Cool. And...
Another one.
Well, I will say that you all falling down that mine shaft made the path go... Because all of a sudden, I thought, oh, they're going to go down here for a while. They're going to futz around. Then they're going to go, we're supposed to go to Craghammer. Remember?
Oh my
we're supposed
God.
to go to Craghammer. Never fucking made it back up.
I remember that.
Yep.
I was
just
happy.
like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so I gotta build a whole other world down here. We're going.
It's one of those like, oh, we've done our backstory, but it's cool. Let's go do yours. And Owen's like, do we have to? And we're
Do
like,
we
yes,
have
we
to?
do.
Yeah,
go
but
home.
do we? Do
And
we
then
have
we
to?
then we fell down a hole.
Yeah.
And then that's when we all realized that Ulrin pushed her down the mine
Yeah.
shaft. You'll never find out my backstory.
Just to avoid visiting his parents. That's some dark. No, it's not.
It's
not-
pretty
it's
bad.
not- Oh dear.
What about the rest of you? Because that's a really good question. I like that one a lot.
I think mine isn't really my near-death experience. It would be in my very first game of Dungeons and Dragons ever with Spark in the rat hole, where I nearly party wiped us because Spark likes spells, and he cast, what was it, Thunder Wave in an
Thunder
enclosed
Wave.
space
Yep.
with most of the party when we were all level 1, and I got high rolls.
Yep.
It was beautiful. It's still a meme in the Discord.
It is.
It's-
It is.
Doing
That
it,
was
James. It is
good.
a beautiful thing.
You took out Gabriel's. You knocked him out. Did you knock Kelly out too, or was that Jezebel?
I think I knocked Gabriel out. I mean, I got 2 to like 1 or 2 health.
Yeah.
But
it
I
was
took out most of the
rough.
rats, so
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah. That was that
I
moment
did
where
my
I was
job.
like, ooh, I probably should be explaining spells a little bit better.
Oh, it was lovely.
It was really good. That's the closest I have ever had a group come to a TPK other than the dungeon run that we did. Also
I'm
with
so
Spark.
honoured.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Spark just TPKs.
Spark
I'm
just
so proud of
has
my
a
little boy.
problem.
Are you trying to murder him and just not say what's?
No.
Spark is a toddler with dynamite. It is.
Yep.
Oh,
He-
Hazel.
Wow.
The whole concept behind Spark was that he was a source for wild magic, but the magic was infecting his mind. So he had no impulse control whatsoever. So he just fired off whatever spells he felt like, touched whatever he wanted to. That was the same game in which he ate glowing mushrooms because they made somebody's mouth light up.
Yep.
So we all just ran about with glowing with dark tongues for a little while, which was
So-
a beautiful moment.
Hazel
Hell
and
yes.
Araxis in one person with Marble's intelligence.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's danger zone.
That's
That's fair.
bad. Oh my god.
I love that.
When you put it that way,
That's nope.
God. One of these days I'm gonna put Spark and Eggs together.
Yes, we
I would
need to.
pay to see that.
Oh, that's horrifying. I want to
Is
see
this
it.
is this when we finally get the top shelf insanity of like Spark, Eggs, Marble? We just need
Yeah.
to find
Can I have
like
Marble too?
Yeah.
full like unsupervised lunatics basically.
Let them out of the cages and see what happens.
The question is, can I be level 20?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam, that face.
I have ideas.
I mean that to me is like the ultimate chaos monster.
Yes. This is. Oh yes. No. Yes.
Oh dear.
Can we do that, please?
20th level
yeah.
sorcerers.
20th level sorcerers are fucking horrifying.
Hell yes. I mean,
Spark was originally built to be a numbers machine. With him being a halfling, he could avoid natural ones just naturally. So he's actually got decent stats. So as I say, even though he's squishy, he's never really been squished. He's always doing the squishing.
He's always doing the squishing, yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a glass cannon, but it's like triple glazed reinforced glass.
It's airplane cockpit glass, not.
There you go.
Just needs fire a frozen chicken to Ben will shatter.
Spark eggs and marble. Oh my god, that's.
It's the
wow.
Like lucky halfling paladin thing where they just like.
Yeah.
What's a one? And you're like,
what's the single slash on the die? That means nothing to me. I've never seen that before. It means absolutely.
Who is she? Never met her.
I don't know her.
I don't know her.
It's that meme.
New dice to this.
Yeah. We could time travel rubbish it. That's fine.
I think my favorite near-death moment was in like my in real life game group. We were like in the desert with like a dome thing cast around us, and my character was keeping watch, I think alone, I don't remember, and she saw something like moving outside of the dome. She was just going to check like, oh, is there a snake moving into the caravan they were exporting? So she went right outside the dome.
Oh,
no.
And out of the sand came like a blue dragon, and she was like, you know what? I'm super charismatic. She had like 18 charisma, and they were like level 4 or something. And she was like, I'm gonna talk to it, because it was like talking to her, like, you imbecile, I'm gonna eat you. And she was like, what if you just don't? Or something, I don't know. And then the dragon like attacked her, and she went down to like half her hit points.
Oh.
And then we rolled initiative, and the dragon was on top. So like right as the party like ran out of the dome, they just saw the dragon like slash at her, and she like got yeeted 10 feet away and was unconscious. Like they didn't know what was going on. They just saw a dragon like yeet their friend, and she was just not moving.
But also, where the fuck did the dragon come from?
Yeah.
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 But the thing that made it a bit better for some reason is that in that game, the DM had given everyone like a small special ability that they would at some point discover. That was the moment. So while she was like dying, she did
Words.
The thing where you attack back when someone gives damage?
Retaliate.
Hellish Rebuke?
Hellish Rebuke. But it was cold damage instead.
Oh, yeah.
That was spicy. And then she just lay there unconscious. So like as she was dying, she was just like,
That's what that spell usually does, unless you're Neuraxis.
I'm pretty sure that's
angry.
Yeah, that's an offensive ability.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
You hit me, I hit you back very hard.
Yeah. How dare you touch me?
Paws off the armor. It's new or old, depending on how you look at it. It's both.
I mean, yeah, that's the same attitude he had with Fire Shield. It was
That's
like,
true.
cool. I'm just gonna get into melee now. Like, but they're gonna. I don't. They will also burn. I don't care. Like.
Oh my god. Okay, Chris.
Okay, my favorite like near death was not my character, but it was one of the games that I ran, which was the Deadlands game, which was towards the end on the top of the train when when old man Major Montague Aberforth Wilkinshire, the Major had the shotgun and just shotgun blasted the Weaver Spider, which was the big bad of the train that was mind controlling the train servants to murder all of the citizens on the train.
Oh my god.
And yeah, Major was dying,
yep,
bad dying, I can't remember how bad, but oh man,
pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was full charge of the light brigade.
Yeah. And it was just you were laying there. And weren't you in your pajamas or something? You had long johns on because it was the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were in your in these pajamas,
Prospector butt flap the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Red prospector pajamas.
Yeah.
With a fucking shoddy, and you're just on top of this train, this steampunky train. Oh god, yeah, that was probably one of my favorites because it was just so good because I was like, oh fuck, am I gonna kill? And then it's just shotgun blast, and I was like, oh, because shotguns are ungodly in
they are
in Deadlands.
Yeah, because Jaina had one.
Yeah,
and would
the
explode.
amount of
yeah.
Because I remember the dice rolls, you exploded 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it was
on the dice rolls.
absurd.
You hit several,
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
He was supposed to be, oh god, it's the Pirates of Penzance. That mage. It's
the modern Major General.
Yeah, it was literally just him, but he's gone on whatever the American version of Safari is to take pictures for his daughters, and the whole thing just got so over the top colonial British.
Yeah,
it did. Oh my god,
aggressively
yeah, it was great because we used the guy. Yeah, we used the image of the guy from Jumanji, right? The hunter from Jumanji.
Yeah.
Didn't we use that as the image because he had the safari garb and everything?
Hat.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was a fun game. That was a really fun game. That was
it was interesting.
That was the first time where I had really played any kind of TTRPG system outside of D&D, and that also made me very quickly realize that there are so many other choices.
Yeah.
Depending on what you want to play and the types of stories that you want to tell. It's like when we started playing Monster of the Week, that moment in she wasn't near death, but I think Vivian killing that vampire with the one shotgun blast to the chest, and I was like, I'm feeling things right now. What am I feeling? Oh, sadness, but also
another game that was we'll play a one shot.
Yep.
That was cool. And then a couple of hours later, people being like, hey, but what if we did it again?
What if we keep doing it?
No.
What if we?
It's gonna sound weird, but
yeah.
The first hit's free. We're like, oh no.
That happened also last week when James was running this will come on our channel, the Kids on Bike one shot. It was gonna be one shot, and now we're like, James, can we have more?
Please.
I so want to see this rural England kids on bikes. I'm so ready.
Yes. Also, there is a moment in the game where I wanted to kill James. Straight out murder him.
It wasn't
there 5? I don't know.
5 times, but there's
only one moment.
I've been
there's more than one,
rewatching the game to timestamp it and stuff like that, and my favourite thing is just watching player reactions to my shenanigans. I have never felt so alive.
Yeah, it is a very particular high.
Yeah.
To watch people's faces. Yeah.
Sometimes DM payoff is so just super sweet.
Yep.
For the hours you put in, occasionally you get
that moment, that
it's
crystalline
the pain and
moment
of not being able to tell anybody anything.
Yeah.
Because Sig and Mandy are like two of my friends I chat to all of my story and planning and stuff but they're both players in the game and I can't tell them the secret things I'm planning.
You can tell me.
They still haven't found half of them. Hey, you asked for no spoilers specifically. So
I changed my mind!
Wait, no, it's based in England. Just tell me. That's fine.
There you go.
Oh. Just tell me.
Just tell Leech.
Done.
Is one of them a Boy Scout? That's all I need.
Oh God.
Unfortunately, no.
Are there any Boy Scouts? Are there Scouts?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
What are ours called? It's
Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, Explorers Network.
Oh.
Yes, I did do all of those things.
I was gonna say now. Wait.
And
I got my Queen Scout from the Queen.
Oh wow!
The actual
really?
Queen and Bear Grylls because he was the Chief Scout for a while.
Oh, that is.
We only get Eagle. That's all we get. We don't get like some cool thing with Bear Grylls there. Just like congratulations, here you're an Eagle Scout, America.
I'll give you a tiny flag.
Thanks.
Nope. Met the Queen, met Bear Grylls. But you don't get your Duke of Edinburgh from the Duke of Edinburgh anymore. I got it from Sir Peter
Because
Duncan
he's nearly
instead.
dead. Yeah, he's a walking corpse. Let's be reasonable.
I mean, yeah. But this was before he retired from public. But yeah, I guess he was
Don't
kind
think
of...
he's voluntarily retired from the public. I think they embalmed him a little too much and now he's stuck.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I feel like the UK has necromancers just like on hand at all times, just like keeping these people alive. Like,
If you've
no,
seen
you
some
will
of the
remain.
latest press photos, that's pretty much the case, but it's piss poor necromancy.
Well, you can only do so much with embalming fluid.
That's because all the good ones are private practice for like Sir Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen.
That's true.
I know you brought me on to keep the peace, but we've gone completely into British subculture.
Oh
We're
no,
off
I
now.
love
We are
this.
gone.
This is not. No. Listen, that's not. No, we.
We are a
The
majority
only
of Europeans here.
Yeah.
the only thing I could think of, like the closest I've been to like being a scout was like I learned to pick mushrooms in kindergarten. I don't know.
Nice.
Were you taught or did you just wander?
No, we were taught to. We had this one like kindergarten teacher who like loved mushrooms, so she like taught us like.
Yeah, she did.
What they were.
She had to fucking babysit all day. Of
Yeah,
course she
teaches
did.
kindergarten.
Like, all right, kids, now we're gonna paint.
So like she gave us pictures of like mushrooms, and we like ran to the forest, picked mushrooms, came back with the mushrooms to her. She was
That's
like,
great.
"Good." And then we went back to the kindergarten. She cooked all the mushrooms, and we got like a handful of mushrooms we just ate.
Oh,
I
yes.
should mention,
Oh,
Sam
God.
grew up in the forest.
I grew
Okay,
up like
that's fine.
in the
Was one of the
forest.
teachers a wolf
Yeah.
by any chance?
I love the
Meanwhile-
thought
We had
that
a-
she's
we
just
had
like,
a-
it's nap time in 40 minutes, just microdosing, so that when they go to sleep, she can just...
Yep.
Meanwhile, I learned the sign language alphabet because I was that child.
Oh,
I
Oh,
still
I
can,
learned-
I can still spell my name because like one of our kindergarten teachers was like a translator, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. Can you just teach me the alphabet? And she was like, sure, little child who is like 4 years old, I can teach you the alphabet.
That is awesome,
Yeah.
though.
I think that
tried
says a
to
lot about
guess it.
me as a person.
there you go. Just go with
There's
it.
there's more of you in Elijah than...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw,
She was my
love
first
it.
D&D character. There's a reason why she's
Yeah.
the way she is.
No,
Oh my
it's
god,
perfect.
homework! No, it was...
I mean, Elijah's basically you, just like a couple of inches smaller, like a couple of
Yeah.
inches shorter. Not by much,
Not
just
a
a couple
lot,
of
even.
inches.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's about it.
I mean, I'm only 3 inches shorter than Naraxis. Is that allowed? Is that fine?
Sure.
Okay.
No. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask that. That's a bad.
Uh-oh.
No. I just the brain just is like no. I was thinking about the closest near death question. I have never actually had a character die, but if y'all want a Chef's Night spoiler, so let me pause. Eggs almost bit it.
L'omelette.
Oh. Eggs almost bit it, and I was just like, oh shit, oh no. And then there was a weird dream sequence, because Nate's mind is a strange minefield that I so enjoy running through. And
Shrooms.
yeah, you know, he lets her get away with everything. Do you understand how bad that is?
It's worrying.
Yes. As an uncle, yes, I do.
She shot Steve's character in the knee. Because she's like, I don't think that you are who you say you are, motherfucker. So if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking knee. And then he wouldn't stop talking. So she shot him in the knee. And then they fought in a library and almost burned it down.
I'm impressed it was almost, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think Eggs does almost anything.
Yeah, burning down buildings is like a D&D staple.
See, you all have encountered... That's why I keep saying she's my Q. It's not just because she shows up everywhere, but because there are different variations of her.
We've got multiversal eggs. Great.
The eggs.
Did you say Q?
Yeah. She's my Q. She shows up.
Gadgets for James Bond.
No. Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Fix your shit.
Gadgets.
Although she does sometimes come up with stuff, but like.
I'm so glad we have the same reaction there. It tends to be a cultural thing.
An old English man with a sandwich.
No,
toothpaste,
Star Trek.
but it's actually plastic explosives. Don't brush your teeth with it.
Star Trek.
Okay.
That is being very cute and wholesome in chat.
Oh, Anna.
Yeah. They're saying, we look very beautiful today.
Oh.
I need to check my cam.
No, come on.
It's daily bedtime for us, James. We're allowed to be a mess.
The thing with so like the eggs that these jokers all run into in like the 20th level game that we just did it is way more of like a chaotic neutral, whereas Eggs in Chef's Night is very much chaotic good, and they are kind of distinctly different in their personality, so it's bizarre to play that egg. I mean, that Eggs running around with Ulrin's pants on a stick makes sense for that Eggs. It still makes me laugh. Because that's what she would do. Eggs in Chef's Night would not do that. That's just not how she operates. She does have a 7-foot-tall Knoll girlfriend. But that's how that works.
I mean, I just love eggs as a concept.
That worries me.
Yes.
That concerns me.
They are healthy and high in protein.
Yeah, dietary staple.
I mean, that too.
That's the, yep. Mm-hmm. The Chef's Night eggs, yes. So she nearly bit it. Had a moment where I was like, oh shit, oh no, oh shit. And then is now maybe a little gun shy for reasons. So it's not because she nearly died, but because of what happened afterwards. So
I have a very cavalier approach to character death. It's like, wait, this will make a good story. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's like I made a saving roll. No, this isn't going to be the ending I wanted.
This sort of comes back to the thing I always say about one-shots, which I realise is probably starting to bleed over. As far as I'm concerned, any one-shot character, you drive like a stolen car. You use every ability. You just like run them till the tires come off and the engine warning light comes on, and you just keep on going.
Till you're running on rims. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fine.
Yeah, you've got one go to use all their cool stuff. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
See, I have this issue because I never played in a campaign. The closest I've come is when we've done like 2-session one-shots. So I always fire on all cylinders. It's the only way I know how to play tabletop RPGs.
What did Anthony say the name for two shot one shots
fling.
was?
A fling.
Fling.
That's it.
I love
Fling.
that so much.
A
As soon
2-shot,
as
1
he
shot.
said that, I was just like, God damn it. Oh,
Ada just realized they'd never heard James's voice before and loves your accent and says it's calming.
Yeah, I can't.
James.
I'm not.
Record your own audiobooks.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes!
You know I've done chapters of the introduction to one of them, and it's.
Oh,
Do the
I
whole
want
thing.
it.
Do the
I need
whole
to
thing, just the
rewrite
entire.
them because issues and effort.
Yeah.
Read the
and
dictionary.
Read the dictionary.
Yeah, I'd listen.
That's
I'm down.
not the
That's
solution.
fun.
James, elocution. Dulciet
I would-
decorum est pro patria mori.
I would love to hear James read
Yeah.
the dictionary. And I would
Whatever spell
love,
that was.
I would love to hear Eggs read the dictionary.
Yes.
Hey.
We'll alternate. We'll have X hype you up through A. I'll calm you down through B, and we'll go like that. It'll be a roller
It's like the
coaster.
I was gonna say it's like the world's worst roller coaster. I can
World's
only
best.
when we record for Chef's Night, because we record every other Thursday evening for 2 to 2.5 hours, and by the end of a couple of hours, my voice is fucking shot. Because it's just
That's
like
fair.
that pitch is just, and it's not consistent sometimes. So
Yeah.
if my voice has been a little, if I've been talking all day or been presenting all day, and then I have to go and record that night, it'll be a little more nasally, if you can imagine that. It's already like way I can feel my voice vibrating up here when I have to talk like her. I can feel it in my nose. God damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
it's
that same
hard.
issue when I'm like DMing and I have to like have all these accents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Matter campaign where Steve is like, "Oh my god, I love your like you have the best Southern like accent that I've heard, like Southern Cajun style accent." I'm like, "Thank you. It hurts. It hurts a lot, but I
Yep.
try." Because it's like randomly throughout the day, I'll just be doing accents randomly, or like if my fiance asks a question, I'll just answer in an accent for some reason because I'm just weird.
Oh, speaking of.
Yes. 10
True.
points.
It's true.
Yes.
10 points for Gryffindor. Yay!
Well
Perfect.
played.
Oh,
Someone
Yeah,
clip
no, I-
that. Someone
I'm
clip
working
that.
on it. I'm
Oh
working
It's a
my
bad-
god, that was
bad-
funny as shit.
because we
Bad
played
habit,
the British one shot last week, and I've been like reading a lot of English things out loud last week, and every time like I start normally in like my Norwegian English, and I like switches over to British every time I read something now, and my roommate is just like, why?
Oh,
Why do you do this?
It's such a good British accent. I still
is
can't get
happening?
over it. You guys were so good.
Thank you.
It
So was
magnificent.
that everyone in the game did that, or
Everyone's British accent? Oh man.
Yeah, but which
I believe
part?
the
no.
Europeans
James,
I
all
know.
did, but the Americans didn't bother, I don't believe.
okay?
James, which
Well,
That
one
part?
of the
surprises
Americans-
me that Bran didn't do that because he's an actor. So
I don't think Bran was conscious for half the game.
That's
James,
fair.
are they all like Oxford, or is like one of them a Scouser? Like, what do we?
There's no
One
Scousers or anything like that, but it was a
It's
good variation
Liverpool.
between countryside and Oxford. We had a decent
Oh,
amount.
okay.
It was very much TV British, but it was
Ah.
spot on TV British.
TV.
I
Like,
wonder
rewatching.
why.
Quite so.
I'll see if I can get into my British accent again. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think it's kind of Oxford British or presenter English.
Oxford.
British.
Yes.
Uh,
It's
I'm not
Downton
sure.
Abbey or
Why?
Country
Yeah.
File. They're two very different.
Or country fail.
Yeah, but it's posh country, not our countryside.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah,
Country File, not
Yeah.
I think
West
it's mostly
Country.
because I mostly do watch British TV shows. That's where my British or English
Whatever,
things
yeah.
come from. Or like the few times I've been in London, it's like been like a week at most. so-
London.
London.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out, right, Emile and Leach's accent similar?
no,
I don't think
No.
so.
no,
I don't
I don't
either.
think so.
Not
Okay.
even a tiny bit.
no.
Yeah, I'm going
uh-uh.
for that. It's just still blowing my mind that you still live so close. I know you haven't always, but it's
No,
confusing
no.
me.
I'm from considerably further south.
That was adorable.
I've probably seen you walking about in the street and never noticed.
The problem is, this is the thing. England fits in a state, but has the same number of accents as America. That's basically
Yeah.
Norway, I would say, has more accents than America and England combined. Not combined, but like we have a lot of accents in Norway because we have so many mountains. So people like from two different sides of a mountain can speak completely different because they didn't speak together for several hundred years.
If you travel 30 minutes any direction, they speak differently.
Yeah.
Yep. We found out the hard way that our German teacher was like a yokel German. Like, we were learning like hillbilly accent German.
Whenever you mention mountains, I thought you meant it was like altitude based, like if you're on helium, there was really high further up and really low further down.
The Alpine accent compared to the...
Speaking of like Leech and James maybe seeing each other, I think it's so funny because I went to London a year ago and then I posted a picture like that. I was like in National Museum, and then like James sends me an Instagram message like a couple of hours later, like, wait, I was at the National Museum around that time. We could have met each other, but none of us knew that the other one was there until like hours later. And
that's 6 degrees. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
That's
small world.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
And now my accent won't turn off, so now it's going to be British
it
for the rest of
has
the night.
been clipped. It has been clipped. That was so goddamn funny. I applaud your fiance's timing. That was like...
Oh, thank you.
That was good. Oh my god.
Just standing outside the door hoping for a moment to pop in.
Yeah, that's exactly... How'd you know?
I was just assuming.
No.
Lingering on the edges.
In the other room and probably heard me talking about it.
It's my time to shine.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Oh dear.
So I will say, because we've had a lot of people watching, especially for the uninitiated, we have several games.
Yeah.
So anything that we are referencing, it's all on Twitch, it's all on YouTube. It's all curated, put into collections. So there's an entire collection of one-shots or flings, as Anthony calls them.
Oh dear.
I love that we've also adopted Anthony because he just makes me happy.
Oh, sweet battles.
Sweet plant man.
Oh.
Plant boy.
My first experience...
I've got plans. I've got plans.
Weed group. No.
I was scared. My first experience with Anthony was the Honey Heist one-shot that I did with him and Julia and, God bless it, I can't remember her name, another one of Julia's friends from Australia. And he was so freaking charming, like, out the gate. I was like, this is gonna go off the rails immediately, and it did. Which ended in the little girl NPC whom I was playing, whom these three bears adopted, jumping on his bear's shoulders with her Nerf gun, going at a bunch of other rival bear gang members who were trying to steal a beehive. So it was very stupid. It was very stupid.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. It was that same thing where they were just supposed to run into her, and I wanted to see how they were going to do those interactions because it's built into the game, like trying to pass yourself off as human or humie. And she immediately was like, "You're bears. Cool." Oh god, here we go. So we've got all the one-shots are in collections. Slam Vanners, which is our Monster of the Week game, which is typically pre-recorded, will be live next month for a special Spoopies one-shots. Will it be the return of our necromancer friend? Our turkey necromancer friend? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I hope so, because I'm going to fucking eat him.
Magnus is going to go full weird. in that moment. God, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Or maybe we actually do find the tweaker.
Oh no.
Actually, Revenge of Kevin Tweaker would be pretty good.
Kevin. He is the necromancer, isn't he? Well, sort of.
Well, not quite. So all of that's available. All of the original STD games are available. Still
we never got a proper name.
We never got a proper name.
Yes.
That is the proper name. What are you talking about?
It is proper name. We are the terrible party. I would just like to make that very clear.
Yeah, no rogue, no fighter. That's a terrible party for
a... Yep.
If you're one of those people.
The redneck romancer? What?
Yep.
Yes.
Fuck Daryl.
Redneck necromancer.
Fuck you, Daryl.
From Monster of the Week.
Gotcha.
God damn it. Steve's a madman.
Oh, the frozen turkeys.
The frozen turkey thing was goddamn funny. I was an inch away from building a cannon to shoot those things, because Vivian would have the parts somewhere.
She would.
That's horrifying.
Can you redo the episode just so you can build a cannon?
Vivian's inspiration was Jaina from our Deadlands game. A shotgun-toting, fearless, no bullshit character, and I missed Jaina so much that I was like, well, let's just do this, and that'll be fun.
Well, hey, I mean, we could always go back to the west. Ain't too far.
I'm okay.
It's just a little wagon ride down south.
No, the major will have to retire. I can't.
Well, that's all right.
Butt flap and all.
There's plenty of them Brits across the pond, so.
Oh my God.
Don't worry about that.
Old man Nigel Thornberry has gone home.
He just comes back smashing. I'm like, no, get out.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. I had actually, because Deadlands is very complicated, like as a rule mechanic wise, so I had kind of skinned like 5e in the West once, like using kind of dark matter stuff. Like after Deadlands, I was like, oh, it would be really cool if I could just take 5e mechanics, because everybody knows them, we've been using them forever, and then make like a Western setting. And I don't know,
that would be fun.
It could work.
I think it absolutely could.
That'd be interesting, because we've been doing a lot of sci-fi stuff now, and in the future we'll be doing a lot of sci-fi stuff.
In the future we'll be doing a lot of sci-fi
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out what the flavors of sci-fi are going to be, because like Starfinder feels very grimdark, right? We've got like kidnapping and tombs and like sad priests and insane stitches, and like that whole thing feels pretty like.
I mean, that's not grim.
It's a certain flavor.
Yes.
It's a certain flavor of
Right.
Of
I don't know. Jungle. I don't know.
Jungle.
Help me.
I don't have a word for it, because it stands out on its own in my
Varian.
mind. No. And whereas Delta Valorum, a lot of the inspirations come from things like the stuff that I was raised on, like Star Trek, things that I love, like Mass Effect. So one of the big reasons why I wanted to take those influences and put them into this, I friggin' love sci-fi. I have always loved sci-fi stories. Like I said, I was raised on TNG, so like Picard is always my captain. Just stuff like that just was embedded in my soul from a very young age. And the vastness of space has always been something that I probably spend way too much time thinking about and staring up at and scaring myself with, because it is both awe-inspiring and terribly frightening. So it's a little bit of that kind of all mashed together. There are laser weapons, there are a lot of those, and that's I feel like that's some of the complication, because you're taking a rule system that is traditionally high fantasy, I'm stripping all the high fantasy out and throwing it into the sci-fi setting that is meant to encourage exploration. And also, you all are helping me build the world, which is why I haven't built out the smaller planets. So if you decide you come from one of those smaller planets, you get to tell me where you grew up, because that's part of it. Whereas the Maws all have names, the major planets all have names. Those come from the dark matter setting. The Maw names don't, because they don't name them in there. I name them. So yeah, that's kind of the thought. And then there's a whole menu for cybernetics and body mods. Chris P, I have taken those names that you gave me and put them to.
I have some more stores, like ideas and stuff.
I'll take them, because the ones you gave me, I've put them to use.
That's good, because I was like, I hope that these are useful. I don't know, because they're like things that I thought of for Starfinder, but I'm like, they're not really. Yeah. They don't really fit the setting as much in Starfinder. Sure. I feel.
Yeah, there's a touch of cyberpunk inspiration in there. I've been playing a lot of Shadowrun Dragonfall lately. Nice. To just, so there's a little bit of that blend together. I do think that something, not gritty, that's not the right word, something more cyberpunky, something, not all of these places are shining beacons of civilization.
Realistic.
Yeah, more realistic.
Just realistic.
Black Post is a very good example of that. It's such a lawless planet that you're not getting in the market without bribing somebody. I love shit like that. You're not going to be able to talk in there, because if it's a silent market for a reason, if you start talking, someone's going to beat your ass and then chuck you out. And if you try to pick up, flick the hand language that's used in there, and you don't pick up the dialect someone is motioning to you with, you're probably going to get your ass beat or shot, or just picked up, kidnapped, and tossed off a ship. They do that too. Yes, and the governance of Delta Valorum doesn't even try anymore. They just don't try to rein Black Post in. What's the point? But in a heartbeat that they're all using it to their own benefit. So, because that's how government works. Sadly.
What?
Corrupt? Yes. Never! So anyways, that's the thing.
I am pretty hyped for a session 0. I have so many ideas for characters.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't want to
so many choices.
Be like, no, I'm playing this.
Too many choices.
Well, and it's the rotating cast thing as well. It's like, if I know I'm going to play for 10 weeks and then, or whatever the length is, and then miss the next one, if I'm like the only cleric or whatever, that could be real fucking bad. Or if someone's like, oh, I'm going to drop in for a bit, it's like, okay, well, the person that's just left is this.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, interesting. Not that necessarily matters, but it's things that you got to think about, right? You can't be like, oh, I know that Elijah will save me with knowing in advance what's going to happen, so I can risk this thing because I know that there's a portent in the bank.
To a degree. The only reason that I'm keeping with the 5e system is because we all know it.
So easy.
It's simpler in this regard, whereas considering that I don't want to build my own, and I don't have the time, and even if I did, I still wouldn't build my own. When there's one there that exists that most people are at least remotely familiar with. But I do think that there are tweaks that can be made, and we may not, come out of the gate with those. They may come up as we play. It's not a super high magic setting really at all, like Sig was asking before. Healing exists, religion exists to a degree, but it's more like how I feel like religion should be in general, which is something that If you believe in it, you believe in it, but you do not try to recruit other people. You don't badger other people with it. Yeah, you don't badger other people with it. That's me. I don't like religion as a cudgel against badger others. Man. Use it for your own enlightenment. There are cults. There's the cult of the Maw. They think these giant space stations built on the bones of old space creatures that went extinct a long time ago for some reason. They're trying to maybe bring them back. Jurassic Park it.
Space whales.
Guys, in this campaign, shouldn't we just join a cult?
Sure.
I mean,
do it.
Can't we just all be a part of a cult from the beginning?
I'd say, why can't you just be a cult? The party can be a cult. That's fine.
You can.
It's like Blades in the Dark, right? We just pick a kind of gang that we're going to be and just...
such a good system.
Are we smugglers? Are we thieves?
Yep.
Do we kick people's teeth in for a living? Let's just...
Teeth. Chat says teeth. So there's... I like the idea that if you get outside of the Maw ring, it's just black. People don't go outside the Maw ring. The governance tells you to not go out there. We don't know what's out there. The last time we went out there, we bumped into these people who were coming from an exploding galaxy, and this is how we got humans. So maybe don't do it again.
We've caught a bad case of Homo sapiens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a disease. We don't want them. They've just here.
I cut it off.
You gross.
Yeah. You all are starting on a Maw. Civilians, you could be I know Sam's had some ideas around that we've talked about. Teeth.
And then I was just out of the blue, I think in the middle of the night, just like, Hallie, how do funerals work in space?
I love that.
You just vent them, surely.
To some degree.
Open the door.
I actually had to stop and think about it, because it would depend on the culture that you were raised in. And then depending on the planet.
Into the sun.
I mean, most
of the time, let them implode.
There's actually a set of businesses, quite lucrative, that will package your ashes up in a space safe and space composting urn, and then launch you out to what the direction of whatever your favorite star is.
Is it fly tipping to just like dump people so they burn up in an atmosphere? Like, is that like a crime?
I'm thinking of funerals is like I'm thinking the Outer Worlds, how you have to pay to get buried.
Yeah. Prepay.
Oh.
Yeah. Play Outer Worlds if you haven't. It's a great game.
I want to. I'll puke.
There's a DLC now, I think.
Is it? I'll have to buy
I have no idea.
I'm so upset. You have no idea how upset I am that it's first person.
But if I would play it and you watch, does that help?
Yes. It has to do with the FOV and my extreme motion sickness.
You can adjust. Well, on PC you can adjust it.
I know you can adjust the
kind
FOV,
of fixed a little bit.
I still. I have trouble sometimes with third-person games. I had trouble with Horizon Zero Dawn until I was able to move the FOV out to 100.
I love that game.
It's so pretty.
I'm so pissed that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is only on PlayStation 5 because that means I have to buy PlayStation 5.
Give it 3 years.
Who doesn't want Kaiba's jacket as a console?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Who doesn't want a weird iPhone designed helmet from Destiny 2 as a console?
It's the techno future. Elon Musk put brain chips in a pig. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't worry about that. There's an actual company named Skynet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine, guys. We're not tempting fate here.
It's also an American defense satellite network. I'm pretty
sure. Don't worry about it. That's fine. It's fine.
Ada, oh my god, that's an amazing idea.
Imagine going to visit a dead loved one that's just yeeted into space. Like they basically have a cannon. They shoot a ball of ashes into the atmosphere, just like. Pew!
Oh,
Just imagine a cemetery that's just like a floating cemetery of just like a bunch of just floating.
You put people in orbit
boxes.
so you can look at them with a telescope.
And here,
hey, look, it's Grandma. It's just like...
And this asteroid belt is actually not asteroids. It's not rocks. It's just humans.
It's just
or like
bodies.
This is the point. Do you rot in space because there's no atmosphere?
No.
You
I don't think
freeze and compress or whatever it is.
Yeah, because it probably kill off all the anaerobic bacteria, wouldn't it, of a deep freeze?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It would be no bacteria. You wouldn't rot, really.
No.
So that'd be perfect. You wouldn't even need to burn people, just cannon them.
Then again, then you would have the same issue that we're reaching now with like people chucking metal into space, is that we have a lot of like waste things in space now because
it's not waste, that's Grandma.
that's not Grace. How dare you?
Oh, good.
That's not trash. Jeez.
I'm quoting that.
Oh my god.
We're only one planet also. So you're thinking,
I was gonna say,
we have no interplanetary travel.
Yeah.
So if we had interplanetary travel, it wouldn't be that much waste because people would be scrapping, like they'd be junking it and using it to build ships and other shit.
Surely the trick is you make it generational. Like you have 3 members of the family in orbit, and when there's a 4th one, you drop the first one into the atmosphere to burn up. You just
but now I'm thinking generational corpse ships. Like the helm is made of great grandma, the steering wheel's like great granddad's pelvis.
Oh
my god!
Space necromancy.
Space necromancy, but for ships.
Little spoilers for Starfinder, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not Grandma's wedding ring. That's Grandma's wedding ring and finger.
It's a joystick.
You get it. You just get it like.
Just look up Eox for Starfinder. It's a planet of undead.
Yeah.
Essentially, they have an undead society, and you can agree to become undead, but you have to pay for it, like to go through the process of becoming an undead and becoming a citizen.
Adam co-opting that.
It is.
Are they the ones that they're like cyberware is just getting like your hand cut off and a better hand stitched on from like a dead person?
Yeah, instead of like cybernetic enhancement, it's like what's it called? Like
I guess.
I think it's like it's a necrograft. That's what it's called.
Yes.
It's a necrograft. So it's like literally like a undead like eyeball or something, and you necrograft it on.
It's the ultimate version of recycling.
Exactly, yeah. It's like you're just using somebody's superhuman eyeball and necrografting it to your own. Where it's like
you could do that generationally as well. Like, just, how everybody says, oh, you've got your granddad's eyes. You could literally have your granddad's eyes. Yeah. It would be brilliant.
That is the thing. That is the thing in Starfinder. Yeah. You should definitely.
Hot damn.
It's pretty.
You've got your daddy's heart and your mother's smile really takes on a new concept.
Yeah.
Something old, something
new. Yeah, something
borrowed.
That would be a weird wedding ceremony.
Just like, this is Granddad's arm. He was the best pitcher in the galaxy.
Oh no!
We're giving it to you.
Now I'm picturing an auction block full of these old relics like that.
Or just like anytime someone athletic dies or whatever, there's people like desperately bidding on like their calf muscles and stuff, and you're like,
Yep.
I mean, I think my first mission then would just like get someone with working eyeballs, so I don't need contact lenses. Like just
valid.
I want to see.
Have you considered spectacles?
I have contacts.
Yes, Adam. The grave belt. I'm stealing that.
The grave belt.
The grave belt. As in literally writing it down right now.
Hey, that planet didn't used to have rings. Oh god.
The bad thing with necrografting is if you're not an undead, it has like a negative effect on you, like constitution wise. That's where like cybernetic is a little bit better to go because it doesn't quite affect you as bad.
Yeah, but organic is always better.
But at that point it's not organic.
Yeah, in cybernetics there is bioware that's actually like
interfacing equipment to actually tie into the nervous system. Yeah. Whereas necrograft is literally like like
off a corpse.
It's like, yeah, and it's literally like necrotic energy that's then combining with live energy and feeding off of you.
That makes
it's
sense.
like a symbiotic relationship, essentially.
I love it.
Oh,
so
nasty.
and like necrografting is dope. And if you guys ever get to Eox, it's gonna be fucking.
It is so fucked up.
This is a free range arm.
Yeah. Locally sourced free range arm.
Yeah. That
gluten-free
bread wings are just not as good.
Everyone just go read Gideon the Ninth. Just go do that.
It is
amazing.
On my list.
It's amazing.
So good.
It's lesbian necromancers in space.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know how much more direct I can be about that. It's pretty great. The 9th house of the galaxy is where they put the dead. It's called the tomb. And you rule over the tomb, and you inherit your parents' powers. And so the ruler of the tomb can just create giant armies of skeletons.
Is it Lara Croft?
No, it sounds like Crusader Kings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You inherit your parents' powers.
Oh my goodness gracious. Was there anything else y'all wanted to talk about or mention? Or...
I'm just space excited.
I know, I am too!
Space boners.
I am.
James,
oh God.
James, you got to cycle in.
Boners!
You've got to cycle in
is.
for DV, surely.
is.
Yes. I was like, please tell me you're on the list.
Yeah, he is.
Nervous laughter.
Although you can always back out if these people have made you nervous.
Oh, there's always. I mean, we could always do guests on Starfinder too.
I mean,
people want to
say I don't think I can back out at this point.
No, you're in.
Stuck.
One of us.
Under the ship, part of the crew.
Yeah, we're gonna have more of a rotating cast with that, which is an idea that I got from Chef's Night because that's how Nate does it. He's got a few people who are permanent, or who came in later, like I did. I came into the 3rd season. Steve's has been there from the beginning, and then people move in and out just as they have time to play, every other week for a few months. And I was like, Nate, can I just take that, because it's a really good idea. And it gives people that room to feel like I can hop in, I can join at the level everyone else is, so I'm not playing catch up. I know that I'm going to be integrated into the story, whatever's happening. Space allows more of that because you pick people up randomly off planets. If you're one crew member says, okay, I need to nope out for a little bit, and you're like, well, we're down a gunner, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, look, there's this new person, we have a gunner, yay, or whatever it might be. But no one's gonna get shoehorned into a role. Cat!
I love how distracted everyone gets when there's a cat on screen.
Yeah. It happens in chat too. You see that? It's like, cat. Oh, look at that kitty. Mine's back here flopped over like
Hi, bud.
Passed out. So
he's just fur.
He's cat.
Shut the door. They were cable chewing. That's not okay.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah.
No. Not allowed. Not allowed.
That's a no.
That's a bad.
I know.
I'm excited for everybody to see like the dark side of my RP, because I've been good boy for most of
you have
my characters, my player characters, and then DMing. Apparently, I'm just like a monster.
I was like so sure that like this time I'm not gonna pull any parent stuff. My parents are gonna be fine.
Nobody is safe.
You want a solution to that trick? Don't have parents.
Next character is gonna be an orphan.
There you go.
I mean, no, just.
Or just don't mention them and
catch the 15-minute conversation about necromancy. Dead parents aren't safe either.
That's
true.
Yep.
They're farmed for parts.
Yep. Basically, whatever you tell me, like within reason, we can probably work with. for mine. So yeah, biker. As soon as Chris said biker, I was like, yes, and continue.
Could you have a utopian society with an undead workforce, like zombies do all the farming and whatever, and you don't have to do shit?
There's probably a flotilla that we could make.
Yikes. Yikes. You don't have to work when you're alive, but when you die,
you go to the flotilla. There's a gnomish flotilla, but the one ship is like a med ship. They're like the Red Cross. They come in and help after disasters, and they terraform and do that kind of thing. But the flotilla is made up of several ships. So,
is that the St. Vincent?
Yeah, the St. Vincent. Yeah, which is maybe shady. We don't know yet. So the captain has definitely got some issues. So.
Unionized magical healthcare. Why would that be a problem?
I'm interested to see some like elder beings in this.
I mean, the Maws alone are.
I'm going to.
Weird. Well, and one of my favorite places in the Marvel universe is Nowhere. So.
Oh yeah. Nowhere. Yeah, just like celestial beings.
Yep.
Oh.
And there's these jellyfish entities that go in swarms, and if I forget the name of the creature, but if the swarm is headed, it's like a once in a century or something event, and if the swarm heads your way, you batten down the hatches. It's like dealing with a hurricane or a natural disaster, because these things will electrocute everything and short out electronics. They'll short out ships. If you don't want to be in the air when this thing comes around, because it'll just totally take your engines out. And there's ruins too, and no one really knows where the ruins, like who lived there, why there are ruins, why do these bits and pieces only exist, what happened. Because it happened before the ancient empires even rose, so you could fully go dungeon delving in those places.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Oh man, y'all, this was fun.
Y'all,
Y'all
come back now. You hear?
Oh, good God.
Hey.
I'm too northern Midwest for that.
I ain't had this much fun since my last family reunion.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
That was where I met my last two girlfriends.
No.
I tell you what, that was a good time.
Thank God for rednecks.
We didn't need two different sides of the aisle. We just used one.
Oh dear.
I tell you what.
My goodness.
Yeah. So that's how you realize that is not Olren.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we've got Curse of Strahd tomorrow. Monday, Sam and I played Dragon Age. Picking that back up. I'll play some Dragon Age. We're in the Mage Tower.
Yeah, we're at the start of the Mage Tower.
We're at the very start of the Mage Tower. Just like we stopped right as they locked us in.
Yep.
I was like, shit. Playing a Dwarf Commoner Origin for the first time ever, so that's a thing.
Oh God, yeah.
It was really bad. I
feel like the first
throw them all out.
Like the first 30 minutes of the first episode was just us just staring, gasping, like, "Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, it's
it's a thing. Yeah, it's like, how have I not played this Origin before? Oh wow, that's
It's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked. Yep. And also, my game is modded to shit and back, so that's a weird experience.
It's practical though.
It is practical. We skipped Ostagar completely.
Yep.
Because I've played it.
It's kind of just tedious.
It gets a little tedious. I also have the skip the fade mod in there because I fucking hate that.
I played the Fade enough, so it's fine.
Yeah, it was like, not missing much there. Just get rid of it. Who wants to
I
run
think I
around as a
played-
mouse?
I think I played the entire Fade 6 times.
I hate it. I hate it.
Because that's where my computer crashed each time.
Yeah.
So I had to
Yep.
redo the entire
Yep.
Fade sequence. And I was so pissed at the end. I was fuming.
Yeah.
I was getting furious messages in Discord from Sam. They died again!
God, I'm gonna die!
So we're going to do that Monday because it is a holiday weekend here in the U.S.
Hey.
Which
Same.
mostly just consists of me trying to sleep in a little bit and probably drinking vodka. So,
I believe you.
You know,
normal things.
What is it? Mental health weekend.
Sure. Yep.
It's like I'm taking a mental health day.
I'm taking
Alcohol.
Yeah. So we've got that, and then we're going to pick up Starfinder next week. Woo!
Who will die?
God damn
That's
it.
what I want to know. I know somebody just got shot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't remind me.
I'm all finder. And I'm all herder.
Sniper. Yeah. This bastard again. What?
Oh god.
We have our
Brother Clerk just rages and like climbs the tower and like fucking
angry
rips her.
climbs. The mask
Don't
comes
shoot me.
off. She's
No,
angrily
no.
climbing.
We're killing people. The mask has to stay on.
Climbs and angry. Yep. So, don't miss our Pathfinder. That is a weekly game. They are on break this week, but they're pretty much a weekly game that Bran is running for us. That crew is a lot of fun. They're playing in 2E. They're doing wild stuff that I already was just like, well, that happened, and we're only like 6 games in. So, there you go. That's a really fun game. And then as we go through the weeks, we put up our schedules because things just kind of change as we go. I do have another World Builder Studio on Friday night at 9 p.m. with B and Livy from the Frostwalkers podcast. And B is one of our admins in charity Discord as well. I was like, charity chat, words.
Charity thing.
If you want to join our charity server, which I encourage you to, we're almost up to 100 members at this point. You can message us on Twitter and we can send you the link. Biggest rule is don't be a dick. I don't find that terribly difficult. Some people do. It's surprising how many people find that difficult to stick with. So, anyways. Yeah, I had fun. I hope you all had fun. It was nice to just hang.
It is
for a
nice.
little bit.
Should do this more often.
Like
Like a Talks Machina-esque, like after the game kind of
After
recap
dark.
thing.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of
that'd be fun. I would
just
be
like
into that.
random. Yeah, just random hangout for like an hour.
Absolutely.
That'd be nice.
I
Just
think
kind
we
of
could
like,
do that.
chill.
And it doesn't even have to be, immediately after, because like it's later. For
No, I
some
mean like
folks.
just
Just, like,
after
Yeah.
or whenever.
Yeah. We should
Just
also
leave your camera on. We'll just watch you sleep. It's not weird. Don't make it
It's
weird.
It's a
not
different
weird.
room.
No, it's not. It's not weird.
It's a different room. I'd turn the light off and everything. It'd just be.
Yeah, you do. I know. I mean. I mean, what?
You put a little piece of like paper over the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We super appreciate it. Happy 3-year anniversary, y'all.
Woo!
Can't believe
Did
that
it.
still. It's just, it hasn't fully hit me yet. And I think it's because I don't
Pretty
really
crazy.
count the time that way. I look at it as like, we've got these games this week and then we've got this thing next month. And I look at it in those pieces and I don't really think about the longer spans of time. And one of these days I will get to all of you and I will find you and I will hug you.
That's.
I'm prepared to break spines. It's all it
Yay!
works.
Maybe after this COVID shit is done.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my at some
I'm-
point.
And
I've
we
been
could just
wanting to
have,
go
like,
to England anyway, so if I have to stalk people down, I'm up for it.
Yeah, same.
Oh, no.
I want to go
Good.
back.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
we
I'm
just have
coming
like
for you.
a 10-year anniversary. We all meet up in like one location.
That would be fun. Oh, we
That
could
would
do
be
that for
fucking-
five.
It'd be fucking rad. You
Or
know?
5.
Get me a
Competitive
working
game.
bar. That's all I need.
Yeah, exactly.
And a dance floor, maybe.
Cash
Karaoke,
bar
people pushing
and, ooh.
Find
James-
a geographical center between all of us that's not the
That's-
ocean.
We're just gonna be in the middle of a
Out-
fucking
I
ocean.
said
It's
not
an
the
ocean.
The
ocean.
Atlantic.
Find
We'll
the thing
float.
that's not
Let's
the
hire
middle
a
of the
cruise
ocean.
ship.
We have to buy an island
Okay.
No.
and name it after
And
us.
name it the STD.
Terrible Party Island.
The
Or
Oz
STDs.
crew are gonna like really skew that map.
I know.
Terrible
appear-
Island.
So that just means that we have to like go somewhere pretty, like Spain or something.
Yes. Oh, me and Sam were talking so much yesterday about how pretty Spain is and how we want
Oh,
We were watching
I mean-
Warrior Nun on Netflix, which I
Oh,
highly
yeah.
recommend.
oh my god,
Okay.
watch it. It's so good.
Yep.
But yeah, we're talking how pretty Spain is and how we're like, we were both supposed to go I was supposed to go to Spain this year. And things
I was-
happened.
I was like, maybe I'll go to
Spain.
Spain. And then no.
Things.
Throw
So
an
much easier to
actual party.
travel for you guys.
It is. I know. I'm jealous.
Like,
Yeah.
Y'all can just like fucking walk down the street and I'm in another country now. For us,
I mean,
it's
we
like,
could, but then Brexit happened.
well, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
right.
If
the
we-
Channel Tunnel
I
is
mean,
still there.
still.
Like
No,
we're
they're
not
going to
No.
collapse it. I know they will. One day.
like the
Like,
Korean
we-
border. You just
I think we only have to drive like an hour and a half to get to Sweden or something.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half. I
God.
checked.
An hour and a half is not even to the next state. Well, it is for Kansas, but nobody likes Kansas. But it is for the next, like, if I wanted to go visit Hallie, it'd be like a 4-hour drive. Ohio, right?
Ohio, middle of Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
like
more than that.
Oh, 6, probably 6.
I think it's 6 or 7 because it takes.
because I
me-
looked it up.
It takes me 4 to get to Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
So,
probably
and it
6.
takes me
Fuck.
6 to get to Chicago.
I'm pretty sure we'd be as north as roads go in 4 hours. Like
I've
just-
run out
it's
of
gonna be-
land.
Can I drive to Sweden? I would gladly come to Sweden. Can I drive?
Yeah.
I mean, let's go. Just
I
everybody
don't want to
drive.
Let's go.
fly right now.
You can go
Oh,
on
God.
like a boat. There's a boat
Yeah.
that goes
I
between
love
That's true.
ferries.
Over the
Oh,
pond.
get me on a ferry.
It's not a 3-hour drive to Sweden.
Ferries are tricksy though.
How slow do you drive, Ada?
It
to
is
the
1.5.
rules.
I
Like 1.5,
checked.
maybe 2 if you're
Maybe
slow.
it depends where in Sweden you go to and where you
Yeah.
start.
There you go.
Denmark is a lot farther.
Okay.
Because we live in the middle of Norway. We have to drive
What map are you
9-10
looking at?
hours to get to the ferry.
This is
Are you
just
on-
turned into Twitch has to deal with us shopping for
Yeah.
vacations. That's not... You don't need to be
What if
here for this.
everyone-
You could all go.
Yeah.
What if everyone goes to London? 'Cause,
Let me
like, London
just-
is
Yes,
a
that
big
makes
place.
sense.
I know some good places to drink in London and dance. It'll be
It's a
good.
Sherlock Holmes bar.
Oh,
I want to
And
go
I've
there
never
again.
been, so.
We can go to the actual World's End. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey!
London
That would be
is also-
fucking
Hell
rad.
yeah, that would be cool.
It's-
Oh my god.
It's
I just want to
loud.
smash some
It's
fucking
stupid.
robots though.
no.
Yes. I will fucking rage. My actual class is a barbarian, so be ready.
It's
That's my
happening.
drinking
We're
class.
We will find. Gosh. Hey, you know what? Why don't we just set up a GoFundMe and make that happen?
GoFundMe. Help us travel.
Help
Let
us
us hang.
see each other.
My drinking class is
in
wizard.
person.
You're going to have to find out how.
Oh no.
Help us crush spines. Just
Oh,
please.
Yes.
There we go.
Crushing
There we go.
spines since
Do you want to
2020.
see an IRL game?
Ooh.
Now see that
That'd be
would
great. Just set
That would
a
be
camera
cool.
up above a table with
I have
drinks.
so much stuff.
that would
Oh.
be cool. Holy
We
shit.
could hire a private room somewhere and just get like
Yeah.
streamers
Jesus.
set up.
Yep.
All that places. It'd be brilliant.
I thought about
Have it
that because
all.
I was like, I'm the closest to Chris. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if like when one of our stream weekends and I'm there or he's here and then we both stream it from the same place?
But you don't tell us.
But we
until
don't
at one
tell,
point
right,
You just
exactly.
go to a break
Yeah,
and then
that.
walk past somebody else's turn.
Just walk behind, like Bigfoot just walking behind the other person. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Is the trick going to be that everyone has to buddy up? So like Anthony and Julia can walk through the back of each other's shots.
Right. Yep.
Me and James, Sig and Sam, and then Chris
Oh, there you go.
just with no explanation.
Yeah,
just,
as to why
just
this
random.
is happening.
No, not even that. Just like switch places in break.
Oh,
And
there we
don't
go.
mention
Yeah.
it.
So
That's
hang on.
doable, though.
That is doable.
Oh,
after all of this junk.
I'm just gonna
Just
hop
like-
on my Vespa and be over in like 15. Like,
Yeah.
I could walk
Oh
to
my
yours in like 2 hours. Let alone driving 15 minutes, walk for 2
I
hours.
could walk in 2 hours.
I'll be there.
That's
Wow.
I need a bit more because I bike.
There
I
you
use
go.
a bicycle. I can get there.
probably just takes like 30 minutes though.
Yeah. This was
Rapid
fun.
planning with a terrible boss.
This is
This
terrible.
was very fun.
We've been terrible. Thank
We've
you.
been terrible.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for sticking around through our terrible.
you're welcome.
I do think that this is a good testament to anyone who, and we've talked about this before, but to anyone who's thinking about why in the world would I want to play with strangers on the internet, sometimes it does work out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Show me the proof.
I could be in bed right now.
Mood.
It's like sometimes you're, oh.
Yep.
Oh.
I can't get it to light anymore. It's too low.
Yeah. Sometimes the party that you find just randomly online is better than any IRL
Aww.
group. Oh.
Mine's back there on my
Aww.
bookshelf.
See?
Yeah, it's on top of mine usually.
Behind that tree. It's,
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes they're better than any IRL. Like even like the friends I've known for most of my life have like skipped out on D&D and stuff, and like guys that I've known since high school have been like, and just, you know, not really care about the storyline or stuff, or just not really get as passionate about it. But it's like, I don't know, it's really meaningful when you find somebody this passionate about something that you're just as passionate about. And it's like you've been friends your entire life but have never met them, which is really weird.
Yep.
And then you just click, like you just right from the get-go, it's just like, oh yeah, these guys are awesome. Like I couldn't ask for any better.
your overrun is showing. I mean,
Shove it back in.
I'm sorry.
Shove it back in.
I have a Jekyll and Hyde complex. It's
yep.
fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Ada might be playing in the charity weekend. She might be playing in my apartment, so I might just walk by the camera just to like.
Cool. High five with no warning. Just.
Yep, there you go. Hello, Clarice.
Hi, players.
Yeah, one of those. Okay, well, if y'all are good, I'm good. That was fun. Thank you. Thank you for taking a chance on a DM who didn't know what the fuck she was doing and still doesn't. Ever.
Half the
That's the
fun's in
beauty
the
of it.
adventure.
Yay. Yeah. Yay. Aw, Ada. Thank you. That's very nice. Ada and Mandy in chat being so wholesome between yelling for teeth.
Tooth.
Teeth.
Teeth.
Nope, no jump scares here, just teeth. Alright, so we'll see you all tomorrow for Curse of Strahd at 11 a.m. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but the Paladin has a plan and I'm scared. We'll see. We'll see if they can figure this out. So, be good to each other, please. The world is bad enough as it is. So, and we'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.
We've been terrible. Love you.